Oh, wait, they released something new? Alright, let's see what this is.
Huh?
Oh, shit! That's actually kind of cool! Yes, folks, you have heard it here. They are releasing DLC skins and DLC levels. Well, they're releasing one of each, I guess, on here for Sonic X Shadow Generations. Now, my prediction is that Shadow Shadow is going to be the only playable character in this DLC, and it looks like from the looks of it, it might be only one level, or it might be two. I'm not sure. I would say it's most likely going to be like 2 levels at most, if I want to say, with this DLC, which makes a lot of sense. I don't know why they would have like 10 levels based on a DLC that you're most likely going to beat in like 15 minutes anyway. So it's either going to be it's going to be like 2 or 3 levels at most. And the thing is, it looks like Shadow is the only playable character here. And that's kind of awesome. It's also kind of disappointing because I really was hoping that they would also confirm that not only would there be like scenes based on Sonic, like not only would you get to play through like a segment of Sonic Movie 3 as Shadow, but you could also there could also be a segment that is made for Sonic. It looks like we're not getting that, unfortunately, and don't get me wrong, it is awesome that they got Keanu Reeves to reprise his role here.
I've taken on another form?
As Movie Shadow, even though it is not really Movie Shadow, it is just Shadow. It's just Shadow it's just Game Shadow with the movie skin with Keanu Reeves' voices coming out. Doesn't matter. Either way, it is awesome. At the same time, it's kind of disappointing because I was hoping that we would get DLC of a playable movie Sonic. Now, I'm not saying that movie Sonic won't be here. I have a feeling that they will have movie Sonic playable in some regard, but it's most likely just going to be a skin for the Sonic mode of this thing. It is not here. I don't think they're going to give movie Sonic his own levels, unfortunately. I think it's just going to be movie Shadow, and I think movie Sonic is just going to be a skin, which I won't deny kind of sucks. That's a bit disappointing. Now, I'm not like other Sonic YouTubers that say, "Hey, this DLC sucks because I'm not fucking Twip, alright? I'm not Twip, who would bitch and moan and say that a game sucks because of a stupid character model. I'm not like that. So, yeah. I'm also not Mr. Beast, KSI, and Logan Paul, or like acting like a crybaby over the dumbest of shit. But, that's not my point. My point is that it would be nice to give Movie Sonic his own levels. And what sucks is that this is probably going to be the closest thing I'm going to get to a game based on the Sonic movies, which is something I've been wanting since the first movie came out. It doesn't even need to be a direct adaptation of those movies. Hell, you don't even need to do like the fucking Lego format and just have it where it's like you play through like the whole fucking trilogy in one game. Just make a game that's set in the universe of the Sonic movies, like either in between Sonic Movie 2 and 3, or maybe like have it take place after Sonic Movie 3, and I know a lot of people are going to be explaining the reason why, and I do know this, is that the reason why they have not made a game based on the Sonic movies is because, Colleen O'Shaughnessy is the only Sonic voice actor from the games to reprise her role in the movies, and she's the voice of Tails. So I do understand that. So, understandably, not only would they have to worry about, not just, making a game based on the Sonic movies, but also, a game, with the style of the movies. They would have to make new counter models. I get that, but also they would also have to like try and get the actors back. And this is why I say you could just easily have it set in between Sonic Movie 2 and 3, or like Sonic, or just have it set after Sonic Movie 3, because all you would need to worry about is Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. Or like, you know, and I get that Ben Schwartz and Idris Elba would be a bitch to pay for. I get that paycheck would be a bitch to work with. I get that. But the thing is, I think Idris Elba and Ben Schwartz would be way easier to get than Jim Carrey. I think that's also the reason why they have not bothered confirming that a game based on the Sonic movies will happen, because like not only would they need to pay to get some of the actors from the movies back to voice their characters in the game, but they would also need to, not only would they need to pay for Jim Carrey to come back, they don't even need to get Jim Carrey to come back. They can just get Mike Pollock to just voice the movie version of Eggman in the game based on the Sonic movie. But not only would they have to pay for Jim Carrey's voice, they would also have to pay for his likeness. And I don't think it really matters whether you're only paying him to voice act or you're paying for his likeness. I can't imagine Jim Carrey being cheap. That would literally, I'm not joking, that would probably take around like 60% of the game's budget. So, yeah, I think that is the main reason why, is because of Jim Carrey and Idris Elba. I think Ben Schwartz would just do it regardless, because Ben Schwartz has made it clear that he loves voicing Sonic, and he will do anything to voice Sonic in like either a movie, TV show, or a game. He would love to keep doing it forever. He's made that clear. I get that. And like I said, Idris Elba and Jim Carrey are the main ones they would need to worry about. I know what you're thinking, but what about James Marsden and Tika Sumpter? We honestly just don't need them to appear, honestly. Let's just be fucking real. We don't need those characters to appear in the game. I'm not saying that I hate those characters. They're likable enough, but let's be fucking real. I don't think anyone would give a shit if they appeared in a video game adaptation of the movies or not. I don't think they would care. I think they would just be like, honestly. And that's another reason why I say you can just have it not be a direct adaptation of the movies. You could just have it take place in the movie universe, and then you just make an excuse of like Tom and Maddie just like not being there, like, oh, maybe they're on vacation, or maybe they're both at work at the same time, like something like that, you know, like. Yeah, and also, that's also another reason, let's go back to Jim Carrey, actually. That's also another reason why I say you don't have to make it a direct adaptation of the movies and have it take place, like, either in between 2 and 3 or after 3, because you don't have to worry about needing to hire Jim Carrey as Eggman, because you can come up with a different villain. And you could come up with an original villain, or hell, you could bring a villain from the games, actually, and put them in a video game version of the movies. Like, you could have, like, maybe, like, Eraser Jin, or Mephiles, or, like, King Arthur, or Melina, or, you can even go with the characters in the IDW comics. You could have Surge, you can have Rough and Tumble, or, like, you can have, Dr. Starline. You can have any of those characters is in a movie in a game adaptation of the Sonic movies. I am so sorry there. But I know that this DLC for Sonic X Shadow Generations is the closest I will ever get to a game based on the Sonic movies, unfortunately. And that sucks, but at the same time, that's fucking life, you know? And I'm gonna beat the shit out of myself for this, because I'm actually gonna quote Mighty Number 9 here. It's better than nothing. Did I mention that Mighty Number 9 sucks? That game is awful. Anyway, this is the closest thing I'm going to get. And honestly, the way that like this DLC is presented, I will not be surprised if it's like the Skyfall DLC from 007 Legends. If you're a James Bond fan, you know what I'm talking about. Where like that game had adapted 5 James Bond movies, each of them starring a different Bond. You know, Sean Connery, George Lazenby, Roger Moore, Timothy Dalton, Pierce Brosnan, and Pierce Brosnan, with Daniel Craig's one being like Skyfall, which was DLC because that was the latest Bond movie at the time, and they thought it would make sense to have that be DLC. By the way, if you're thinking of getting 007 Legends, if you want to play this Skyfall levels, you might want to get a Wii U, because you are not going to be able to play those Skyfall levels on like any other console, because the game got delisted like 2 months after it came out, mostly because it's a fucking shit game. But you get what I mean. And the reason why is because like the Skyfall levels in 007 Legends, I think they only had like 2 or 3 levels, and the DLC just abruptly ends. Like, it just ends with Bond on the phone going I took out the target, now I'm just off to sort out the main villain from the actual movie. Roll the credits, please. There we go. It's like that. And I will not be surprised if it's the same thing here. Now, that's not me calling the DLC bad. Keep that in mind. That's not me calling the DLC bad. I'm just saying that's what's likely going to happen. You know, I know a lot of people are going to be so pissed off with me by comparing it to 007 Legends. They're going to be like, how dare you? 007 Legends was awful. This game's going to be amazing. And I get that. Me comparing it to 007 Legends is not me calling the game shit or the DLC shit. It's me explaining how this DLC is going to go down. And from the looks of it, from that one line in the trailer, it sounds like, it honestly sounds like, that it's not really a direct adaptation of the scenes from movie 3. It just looks like Shadow just pops in or something, like, honestly, I will not be surprised if the DLC just ends with him just going like, well, that was weird. Oh look, my way back home. Like, I would not be surprised if that's how it ends. And yes, you can expect me to do videos on that DLC when it comes out. Now, fun fact, that DLC comes out a week before the movie does. Which I find to be a bit interesting, but hey, I'm not complaining. Alright, so please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.